to discover your Ford.
We are going to have some fun.
Let's get started.
Hello. Welcome, everybody. Happy Wednesday evening. That's right. This is Discover Your Ford. I'm Erroll, and I'm excited because we're back, and that's right, we are in the studio with the Bronco. So we're going to get a little bit wild today, right? Because we're built Bronco wild. So we're going to have some fun. We're going to talk about some specific things regarding your Bronco, and that way you can maximize your ownership experience. Now, as I mentioned, this is our live stream. So with that being the case, I want you guys right now, go ahead and take that opportunity to go ahead and get any questions that maybe you've been thinking about into the chat. I have my chat team and my product specialist standing by, and they're going to help me in answering some questions, along with I'll be able to answer some of your questions live in our time together. Now also keep in mind, because we are in the studio, I'm not going to be able to demonstrate every feature and function that I may want to. So for that, I'm going to rely on some technology along with cutting away to some video that we pre-recorded for you guys. Now, I'm excited for the Bronco because, as you Bronco owners know, it has been a great time taking delivery of your Bronco, seeing it out on the road, and really allowing them to get out into the wild. And so with that being the case, I want you guys to right now take the time to share this live stream link. That's right. If you're part of a Bronco forum, if you know another Bronco owner, or if you just have your own social media platforms, go ahead, share the link out. We want to get as many owners into the live stream as possible. That way, they can also maximize their SUV as well. All right. Now, this episode, here's what we're going to talk about. Are you guys ready? We are going to talk about all the different ways that you can maximize getting your Bronco out into the wild and out onto some trails. So here's what we're going to break down. We're going to talk about Bronco Off-Rodeo. We're going to discuss the Ford Pass app. We're going to look at some unique features in the front of the vehicle. We're going to talk about the Sasquatch package. We're going to talk about Hoss, which I'll tell you what that means a little bit later. We're going to get into some details on the side of the vehicle. We're going to hop inside of the vehicle, and then we are going to talk about GOAT modes. That's right. Go over any type of terrain. So we're going to discuss all of that. That way, when it comes to you getting your Bronco out in the wild, you're going to have a great time doing it, and you're going to learn how to do it, maximizing the technologies that your Bronco has available. Now, this in the studio with me, I actually have, and you guys can probably see it here, I have the Outer Banks trim level here with me. And so I want you to keep in mind, depending on which trim level you have, there may be some differences that you have, but I think everything that we're going to cover is still going to give you a solid foundation and be able to help you maximize your experience. Now, with that being said, let's start off talking a little bit about Ford Pass app, right? So the Ford Pass app is a free app for you guys. And I want you to make sure, because we all have this handy dandy smartphone, I want you to make sure that you go to your app store and download the Ford Pass app if you have not done so already. Now, if you don't have the Ford Pass app, I actually want you guys to be able to see what I am able to see. So, as I told you, I'm going to utilize some technology, and we're going to take a look at the Ford Pass app. One of the things that I love about the Ford Pass app, besides the fact that it's a free resource, right? So you definitely want to make sure that you get it, is that when you have the Ford Pass app, it's not just some generic app. It is very specific to your phone. So as you guys can see, when it popped up, you'll notice that the color of my Bronco on my Ford Pass app matches my Bronco here in studio. The reason for that is because when you download the Ford Pass app and you set up your vehicle, you're going to enter your VIN number for your vehicle. And what that means is that all of the features, functions, technology, and options that you have on your vehicle will be carried over into the Ford Pass app. Now, the other nice thing about that is if you have more than one Ford vehicle in your family, well, you can actually set up multiple Ford vehicles within the Ford Pass app as well. So again, if you don't have it, download it now. If you do have it, continue to play with it and discover all of the features that it offers. So for instance, you'll see here that right off the bat, I can start, I can unlock, lock, I can even sound my horn and flash my lights in the event, let's say I need to find my vehicle. Now, the other good thing that you have here is that as you go over and you get into your vehicle, you're going to see here, looks like I need to go by the gas station first off, right? But you'll also notice that you can check status of your vehicle, so you can do tire pressure monitoring, you can check out your oil life, and then there's some other key features and settings that you can go into: your Wi-Fi hotspot, your zone lighting, and of course your software updates, which is really important because you want to make sure that your Bronco is up to date with all of the technologies that it's equipped with. Some other cool things that you can do within your Ford Pass app is you can utilize our 24/7 assistance. You can also go ahead and schedule your service. You can do other things like looking at your warranty if you have questions about that. So there's a lot of content within the Ford Pass app. So it really is an app that's available for everyone, and it's going to have benefit for every single owner. Now, with the Ford Pass app, like I said, it's free to download, so just simply go to your app store to go ahead and download that. And then once you have that Ford Pass app, it's great because, like I mentioned, you'll be able to utilize some of those key features and have them literally at your fingertip. Now, with that being said, let's take a look here, and let's head, Larry, to the front of our Bronco and take a look at some of the unique features that you're going to see right up front when it comes to your Bronco. Now, one of the key elements, guys, that you can see right here up front is the Bronco Grill, right? The nice thing about the Bronco Grill is it is going to give you that distinctive grill that people are going to know, like, hey, when this is coming down the road, this is a Bronco. So you have not only that, you have our signature LED headlights as well, and then you have some other cool features. So for instance, you're going to have the heavy duty modular bumper here as well. So you'll be able to, if you need to, be a helping hand, get somebody out of a jam if needed, right? Another cool feature that you have with the modularity of the bumper is you have the availability to interchange some parts. So as an example, this side piece here features our modular bumpers, which you actually will be able to tell it's a modular part if it has the Bronco stamp right here on it. So anytime you see those bolts around your Bronco vehicle, you will notice that that is a bolt that you're able to remove and interchange. Now, another cool feature that you're going to have up front here is our trail sights, right? Now the trail sights are great because these help you in lining up your Bronco, and they also serve as limb risers, all right? So this is a great thing, especially when you're out and about and you're in the wild, right? It's a really, really unique feature to be able to use and really helps give you stability and a great line of sight when you're on the trail. Now, speaking about trails, right? I told you guys we were going to talk about Bronco Off Rodeo. Listen, let me tell you guys, as the Discover Your Ford team, we had a chance to visit Bronco Off Rodeo, and it was an experience like no other. We really got a chance to use certain features like the trail sights, and we're really happy that we had some of the other features that we're going to point out as well, because with the Bronco Off Rodeo experience, you as an owner are going to learn the capabilities and capacity of your Bronco. There's two things that you're really going to learn, and that is technique and technology. And so we want to encourage you, if you're a current Bronco owner or an order holder, that you go ahead right now and get information about Bronco Off Rodeo. There are 4 locations that you can actually visit for Bronco Off Rodeo. So let me run those down for you. You have Texas, which is just outside of Austin. That's where we visited. You have Utah, New Hampshire, and Nevada. All right, so you've got plenty of locations that you can visit. And here's the great thing. Don't worry. You don't have to worry about shipping your Bronco or driving it down. The Broncos are provided in Bronco Off Rodeo. All right, so I want you guys, if you have not had an opportunity to experience that, definitely right now, don't hesitate. Go ahead and go to the website where you can visit and find out more information about Bronco Off Rodeo. That website is just simply BroncoOffRodeo.com, and that's where you'll be able to find more information. And if you're interested, not only can you go, but there's some ways that you can take a passenger or somebody else with you. So make sure you go check that out. They have a frequently asked questions page. It's going to answer a lot of your questions and give you some really good insight and detail all about it. All right, so we're excited for the Bronco Off Rodeo. I hope that each and every one of you have a chance to go and experience some of the great things that you'll have there in the Bronco Off Rodeo. Now, we talked about modular bolts and the signature LED lights and some of the really cool things that you have here up front. Taking a look also, some of the other cool things that you're going to have, you do have bash and skid plates that are located. And what these do is these are going to help, and they're underneath. So you're not going to have a chance to kind of see them unless I kind of lifted everything up. But underneath here with the bash and skid plates, they're going to help protect your powertrain, right? And so the nice thing about that, it protects your powertrain and your steering components in those harsh off-road driving situations. So similar to the Bronco off-rodeo that you'll experience, that's a situation where you'll be able to have the confidence of knowing that you're able to utilize your off-road capability, but that you still have protection when it comes to that. Now, as you can see, as I mentioned, in our package here that we have in the studio, we have the Sasquatch package. So let's talk a little bit more about what that includes and what that means for you. So with the Sasquatch package, you're going to get the 17-inch carbonized gray painted alloy wheels with the 35-inch mud terrain tires. Now, another cool feature that you guys will see here is that you have the Bead lock capable wheels. All right, now this is available. Now, if you want to make it a locking, so if you want to make it Bead locking, you do have to get the available ring that is available through Ford Performance. The benefit, of course, of doing that is essentially it clamps the tire bead to the wheel, and what that does is help prevent the tire from coming off in situations where you're off-roading. So in some of those other off-rodeo, Bronco off-rodeo experiences, there's some really cool rock crawling opportunities, and so having those bead lock capable wheels and even bead locking those wheels allows you to do certain things like drop the tire pressure down, and it gives you that confidence again in knowing your tire is not going to separate from the wheel. Now, the other cool thing that you're going to have along the sides, and you might not be able to see them on this particular one that we have in the studio, but if you go out and take a look at your Bronco, you have rock rails that go along the sides. Now here on ours, as you can see, we have the step here, but the rock rails are great because, as you can imagine, they protect the body and the paint from any rocks that or debris that may kick up as you're off-roading. So rock rails are another great addition all around getting that built Bronco Wild experience, right? And so it really helps you in knowing, hey, if I'm going to go off-roading, if I'm going to hit the trails, if I'm going to get my Bronco out in the wild, I've got some things to help protect me here as well. Now, the other cool thing that's available is that you can have your option with tops, right? So as you can see here, we have our hard top option here in the studio. This is great because with the hard top, it's going to allow you to add certain features such as you can do roof racks, bike racks, or any other accessories that are really going to help you when it comes to getting out in the wild. Now, if you have the soft top option, of course, as you know, both tops are removable. So you can actually remove the hard top in separate sections. You can, of course, have the soft top. You can fold that back and secure that, tying that down. But it's nice because, of course, you can get the full open air experience from either top setup, all right? Now, another cool thing that is available is our hydraulic stabilizer bar disconnect. Now, what this is going to do, especially in those off-road situations, it's going to provide you with maximum articulation and increased ramp angle and index for off-camber terrain. So, thinking about that Bronco off-rodeo experience that I mentioned, there's going to be some opportunities where you'll be able to experience some of that off-camber terrain. And having the hydraulic stabilizer bar disconnect is an innovative design that allows you to not only disconnect, but you're afforded the opportunity to disconnect during articulation. That's a very big deal. If you find yourself in a situation where, hey, you know what, you figure I need a little bit more articulation, you can do that and disconnect that stabilizer bar. So that's a really good system. Now, putting this all together, right, and I mentioned it at the top, HOS, right? So let me tell you guys exactly what that means. HOS is great, and it stands for our High Performance Off-Road Stability Suspension System. So HOS is something that will run throughout the Bronco in the suspension system and really help you when it comes to those outdoor off-road situations. Now, it's made up of several components, including shock absorbers. You're going to have your rear and front suspension and so much more. And what this design is set for, it's designed to give a combination of low mass and high compliance chassis tuning to improve your off-road confidence. Now, like I said, we had a chance to experience some of this in Bronco Off-Rodeo and some of the different courses that are set up there. And let me tell you, being behind the wheel, having that confidence, learning how to properly utilize my Bronco really helped open my eyes and give me even a greater appreciation for this already dynamic machine. Now, another cool thing that you're going to have up front is you have our independent front suspension. Now, this is forged aluminum alloy upper control arm, and what this does is this helps reduce the upspring weight for a smooth, precise off-road while at speed. That's one thing that you're going to find is that a lot of the technologies that are set up for the suspension of the Bronco are designed to give you that comfort, give you that performance while at speed. Same thing here. You're also going to have coil-over spring shock absorbers mounted to the fully boxed high-strength steel Bronco frame. Now in the rear, and Larry, we can come this way a little bit. In the rear, you guys will actually have the rear chassis and axle, and in the rear, you are going to have our 5-link solid axle. Now that's coupled with our Bilstein coilover shock absorbers and the Dana differential with electronic locking capabilities. All right, so all of these things are really going to help you in getting the most out of your Bronco in that off-road experience. Now another cool thing, and Larry, this is a small thing, but I want to point this out because this is great, right? Another cool thing that I love, we talked about open air, right? So remember guys, top removable, doors removable, but you know what's not removable? These body-mounted side mirrors. These are a great addition, very practical, but extremely functional even in your off-roading experience. Because what you're going to do with having these body-mounted side mirrors, it gives you the opportunity to have certain things like, for instance, if you have it equipped and this one doesn't, but you can have your access to your 360 zone lighting, so that'll still be equipped here. That'll be the zone light that's here underneath the mirror. You can also have certain things like the blind spot information system, or BLIS. So it allows you to see things that are in your blind spot, right? It helps give you that visibility by a visible warning here in your side view mirror. So having this body mounted means that you can confidently, as you guys can see, if I open the door, right, opposite of what we're used to, that mirror is not moving because it is affixed, it is there, it is set, and so you do not have to worry about that. Now another cool thing is you even have some modular bolts up here for that side mirror as well. So again, when you visit the Bronco and go to the accessory store, you'll find a lot of cool accessories to really make your Bronco your own and really help identify some things that are unique to not only your Bronco, but things that you can add to help maximize your experience. Now another cool thing that you're going to have, speaking of the doors and the roof being removable, Larry, I'm going to reach in here and grab it really quickly, and that is your tool bag. Because if it comes to removing the doors and everything, and give me a second here, I'm going to get it out the glove box. All right, so when it comes to removing your doors and your roof, guess what? We make it easy. We actually give you a tool bag that you are able to go ahead and remove it yourself, right? And so what I love about this tool bag is not only does it give you all of the tools that are needed, but you also have compartments to where you can go ahead and you can easily store bolts and things of that nature here as well. So this is a great thing that you're able to have. It'll be right inside of your Bronco. So as you get out and explore the wild and get out and hit the trails, you'll know you'll have the tools equipped that you need to really make your trip fun. Now, another cool feature that you're going to have outside of being able to have the removable doors and the removable roof is certain accessories that you can add. We talked about the roof rack for the hardtop, but other accessories include certain things like a kayak carrier. I mentioned the bike carrier. There's also a really cool roof basket that you're able to add as well. So all of these things are going to help really, like I said, make your Bronco unique, but really make it functional for your lifestyle. Right? Now, speaking of that, let's get into the driver's seat because I want to show you guys some cool things that you're going to see here when you first hop into the driver's seat. Now, one of the cool things that I love right from the start, and I'm going to keep pointing these out, is the grab handle. Check out this grab handle. Not only do you have this grab handle here, which is really nice, you guys can kind of see that there, but if you look really closely, this grab handle also features those Bronco modular bolts, right? And so the nice thing about the grab handle and the modular bolts, that means for you, you can go ahead and customize those. So if you do want to change up or do a different grab handle, there's some accessories that I think you'll find really interesting and exciting. Now, you will note there is a grab handle here on the driver's side, and of course, yes, there is one on the passenger side. So if you're a passenger during those off-road adventures, well, don't worry, we've got you covered, and we thought about you there too. All right. So another cool thing that you're going to have, depending on the trim level of your Bronco that you have, there's some really cool available features, such as our marine grade vinyl seats, right? So that's something, we don't have it in this particular Bronco here in the studio, but if you do have the marine grade vinyl, what that means for you is that it's easy to be washed down and wiped down. And with the marine grade vinyl, you can even have certain things like the washable floor. And so with the washable floor, it'll give you actually a drain plug. And so that way, after you're, getting out of the wild and your adventure's done, you can easily hose down the inside and then allow it to drain out. So making it really simple and easy for you to be able to clean up after everything's said and done. The other cool thing with that is that with cleaning out your Bronco, there's a lot of technology and really some simple practical things that we've done to help you in keeping your Bronco clean, because not only do we want you to get it out in the wild and get it dirty, but you want to be able to clean it up as well, right? Well, let me tell you, I told you guys earlier I had some video that we pre-recorded for you, so I want you to check out this video that'll give you some tips on how to keep your Bronco clean after all of those wild adventures. So check out this video. Tips help about keeping your Bronco clean, because I really did give you a lot of off-road encouragement there, especially with Bronco Off-Rodeo and some of the other features that I pointed out. So now that we're here inside, first off, let me tell you guys, remember, we're in a closed studio. I'm not starting the vehicle. I do have it in auxiliary mode, but because I'm demonstrating some features and functions for you guys, I'm not putting on my safety belt, but again, I'm not driving. So I want to make sure that I always mention and tell you guys, when you get behind the wheel of your Bronco, make sure you follow the laws of the land, buckle up, be safe, be mindful, and that way you can go ahead and keep everybody else on the road protected as well. All right, now with that being said, like I said, for the purpose of demonstration only, because we're in studio, I'm not putting on my seatbelt, but I want to walk you guys through some of the cool things that you're going to see when you get behind the wheel of your Bronco. And what we're going to do, we're going to start actually right up top, all right? So we're going to take a look at some of the silicone switches that are right here up top. We actually call these our hero switches, right? And what's nice about the silicone switches that are here is that they're covered in the silicones, which means they're easy to wipe down. So getting back to that kind of off-road idea and adventure is that if in any event you do need to keep your Bronco clean and you're ready to keep it clean, you can easily wipe these down. Now, again, depending on which model that you'll have anywhere from 6 to 5 switches up top. And so I just want to walk you guys through each one of those, so that way you kind of have an idea of what you're looking at. So you have your front locking differential here, and so you have the rear locking differential that's next to it. And then you also have a great feature called Trail Turn Assist. Now, Trail Turn Assist is really cool because what it does is it locks the inside tire to help reduce the turning radius at low speeds. Now, I want you to know, for any of my manual owners out there, this feature, the Trail Turn Assist, is one that's only available in the automatic transmission, so not available in manual transmissions. And then you also have the electronic stability control. There's another button here, and then, of course, that's followed up with our hazard light button here as well. All right? Now, those are some cool features that you can add, which really is going to be able to, as you are on the go and in the move, and as I talked about, in certain situations, even during articulation, you're able to go ahead and activate some of these. Now, some of these features are actually going to be activated depending on which GOAT mode you select. So let's talk about GOAT modes, right? Go over any type of terrain. Well, what does that mean? What that means is that in the Bronco, our engineering team really designed some preset specifics for drive modes and situations that you may encounter or may choose to partake in as a Bronco owner. I want to go through some of them and highlight some of the features of them for you. Now keep in mind, depending on which model and trim level you have, your drive modes may be slightly different, but I just want to walk you through what we have here in the studio. So first off, when you get into your vehicle, you're going to start in normal mode, right? Normal mode is for everyday driving. This is going to be what you're going to use most frequently. So think about this as your normal everyday driving. It's going to give you a balanced driving experience. Next up from there, when you go over, there's two directions that you can go. You can go to the left, so you can turn the knob to the left, or you can turn it to the right. So I'm going to start left, and then I'll go back from there. So when you turn the knob to the left, the first thing that you go here, to the right, I'm sorry, because I was already all the way to my left starting in normal. So the next one you come to is eco mode. Now in eco mode, that's a more conservative drive experience, right? So think about that as a more conservative drive experience, and what you'll see there, and you'll notice the difference in shifting and performance overall, and so that's what eco mode will be best used for. Now continuing to turn the knob to the right from there, well, the opposite of eco would be sport mode, right? And you guys will notice that as you go through and make some of these changes, you'll see the different change in the dial and what you're able to see and what features and functions come up based on the drive mode that you're in. So sport, of course, is going to give you more performance. It is going to, with the accelerator pedal, it's going to be more responsive. You'll notice a change in your steering performance. And so that sport mode is, of course, going to be one that's really gives you that sportier feel overall with your Bronco when you're driving. Continuing on from sport mode, next up you're going to have slippery. Slippery is for those less than ideal conditions. So think about this as wet or icy type conditions. That's where you'll go ahead and you'll want to use your slippery mode. Now with the slippery mode as well, you might even notice some changes in shifting to your four-wheel drive system. So that's another cool feature, that when you shift into certain drive modes, you'll notice that the Bronco will automatically shift and adjust your four-wheel drive setting in certain cases as well. Now keeping off from the slippery mode, the next mode up that you're going to have is our mud and rut mode. Now mud and rut, my mouth and my words didn't want to work together there. So mud and rut, as you can imagine, this is for off-road driving. So keep in mind this is for off-road driving, and what this mode does, it enhances the vehicle performance to traverse muddy or rutted or uneven terrain. So that's what you would use this particular drive mode for. And then from there, the next mode up you will have is called our sand mode. And sand mode is great because same thing, it's for off-road driving, but you want to think about this for dry sand type conditions, or in some cases even deep snow. It's another good thing that you can use in deep snow. And what this does, this is going to shift you into four-wheel drive high. So remember, I said that certain drive conditions or drive modes will change your four-wheel drive setting. This is one of those. So it will change you into four-wheel drive high. It also engages your rear electronic locking differential and the front locking differential, and stabilizer bar disconnect buttons are available for use. So it's a really cool drive mode. And then last but not least, you actually have from there, depending on which Bronco model you have, you will go into rock crawl mode. So rock crawl mode is another available mode. As the name implies, it is for off-road use only, and when you go into rock crawl mode, you will be required to shift into 4 low. Alright, so keep that in mind. It's for those lower speeds, and just as the name implies, for those rock and crawling situations. That might be a good opportunity where you can take advantage of that Bead lock capable wheel, and if you have the ring purchased and have installed it properly, then you can go ahead and deflate a little bit and utilize that on the rock crawl. Now, one of the questions that we actually had from a previous show, and I was able to pull this out and I wanted to talk about it, the question was this: is sport mode the same as Baja mode? So remember, depending on which model you have, you'll either have rock crawl mode or you may have Baja mode, but sport mode is not the same, and I'm sorry, I said that wrong. You either have sport mode or Baja mode. Sport mode is not the same as Baja. Sport is for that more sportier drive experience with improved performance, quicker response with the accelerator pedal, and even enhanced powertrain sounds, right? Whereas Baja mode is for high-speed off-roading situations. So Baja is more for off-road based vehicle response, and it's tuned for that high-speed off-road situation. And Baja mode is only available in our Badlands and Wild Track trim levels. All right, so just to kind of give you an idea. Some other cool features that you may have inside of your Bronco, one that I like is hill descent control. This is great. It's an available feature, and what it does, it allows you to maintain a speed that you set between 2 and 20 miles per hour. So kind of think about it like cruise control, right? Because you can set the speed when you're going downhill, and the importance of that for you is that when I set my speed, it allows me to focus on my line and my steering, and that way I can get over my obstacles and I don't have to worry about the accelerator or brake pedal. So again, you can set it from 2 to 20%, 2 to 20 miles per hour, not 20%, sorry. So 2 to 20 miles per hour when going downhill. It's a great feature to use and one that really will come in handy. And if you go to Bronco Off Rodeo, you'll learn more about it. Now, another cool one is the Trail 1 pedal drive. Now, in the GOAT mode dial, it allows you to use the vehicle and apply the brakes automatically when the accelerator is released. So just as the name implies, you're going to use one pedal, which is the accelerator pedal. You push to accelerate, and when you let your foot off of the accelerator pedal, it will start applying the brakes for you. So it really helps in those trail situations, again, allowing you to focus on your line of steering and getting over the obstacles. When it's on, the icon in your cluster will turn green and let you know that it's on, but also when it's unavailable or in standby mode, it will turn gray. So just so you guys know how to use that. Now, I want to show you guys and give you some other cool features and things that you can add to your Bronco. So take a look at this quick tip on some accessories that you're able to add to your Bronco. So like I said, make it all your own. Check out this video. All right, guys, listen, I hope that gave you some great information. And like I said, not only are we built Ford tough, but that's right, we're built Bronco wild. So I want you guys to get out there and enjoy and start exploring the wild with some of the cool features and technology and functions that we talked about here today. Now remember, if you need more information or you want more quick tips, in-depth videos, or one-on-one walkthroughs all around your Ford Bronco or any other Ford vehicle that you own, well, continue to check us out here at Discover Your Ford. And for our live stream schedule, make sure you go ahead and add this date to your calendar. The next date that we're going to be back is July 27th. So make sure you can go to our live stream page. You can directly add it to your calendar. That way you don't forget. And it'll also give you an opportunity where you can share it with other Bronco owners. This has been a ball. I've had a lot of fun, but guys, I checked out the clock and the time, and unfortunately, Larry, we've got to run. But listen, guys, don't worry. July 27th, we'll be back for the next one, and we'll see you then.